thank you for my introduction. So I am the Fumiiko Imamurat, a professor of the tsunami engineering and the director of the International Research Institute of Tohoku University. So let me start my talk today by using the PowerPoint. I hope it can work. Yes. So this is my title of the talk today, Tsunami Disaster Mitigation and its Technology Change After 2011 in Tohoku. So we are in the beginning of the 21st century. As you know, we have increasing the risk globally, so we need more some countermeasures for natural disaster, especially earthquake and tsunami. This figure showing the giant earthquake followed the tsunami over the 100 years. So lower figure showing the some series of the earthquake. So in the beginning of the 20th century, in the Middle America, earthquake of the Colombia and Ecuador happened like this. But after that decreasing, but in the middle of the 20th century, 52 Kamchatka here, and followed by the 60 Chile and 64 Alaska. We have the three major earthquakes more than magnitude 9. So it is a very high activity of the giant earthquake. But after that, the rapidly decreasing. But now, in the beginning of the 21st century, 2004 Sumatra and Indian Ocean tsunami, and 2011 East Japan earthquake tsunami, and Chile and New Zealand. So those are again the giant earthquake. So roughly speaking, we have the 50-year some kind of the cycle. So still we are in the very high seismicity, generating a large earthquake tsunami. So now let me start the earthquake in 2011. So it happened Friday afternoon, 14:46 o'clock. So epicenter is located here with the red cross. So magnitude was estimated 9, which I never recorded in Japan before. Still, it is the fourth largest in the world since the 20th centuries. So after that, many earthquakes continued. So still, last year, this year, even more than 10 years passed, we have the series of the aftershocks in Fukushima and Miyagi, more or less the magnitude 7. It's causing the huge damages again. So this figure showing the history of the earthquake tsunami in Tohoku for 400 years. So Pacific Ocean plate is going down. It means subducting underneath of the Japan. So where there's some stress accumulated to generate earthquake tsunami. So according to the history, we have the earthquake in the green area, at least 5 events for 400 years. So roughly every 80 years, earthquake with the magnitude more or less 8 happened. But in this area with the black, only 2 events, 1611 and 1933. So for longer time distance to accumulate more stress energy and generated large earthquake. So red one is the Miyagi. So it is a very high frequency but a smaller earthquake. So 11 events for 400 years. So roughly every 40 years we have the aftershocks. So last one is 1978. So in the beginning of the 21st century, we are expecting the another earthquake in near futures. So Japanese government estimated the probability of the earthquake, so which are 99% for coming 30 years. So we prepared some earthquake resilient building and some exercise for the evacuation and prepared some shelters to save a life. But the earthquake in 2011 was so large, covered the all 4 regions and extending to the Fukushima like this. So after the earthquake, the tsunami was generated, and JMA, Japan Meteorological Agency, issued the tsunami warning very quickly, after the 3 minutes only. And tsunami reached to the coast 20 or 30 minutes after the earthquake. So you can see the typical photo of the tsunami coming from the ocean side to go the river side and overflow the dike, which are taken by the Miyako city office. So color is black. So tsunami was issued for the warning, and the tsunami continued for 2 days. So after the survey and compiling and collecting the data, we make a computer graphic to show the tsunami generation and propagation. So 10 minutes passed, negative wave passed, and positive tsunami followed like this. And tsunami reached to the coastal area of the Sanriku, and you can see the concentration of the tsunami like this. And this is the Fukushima and the Sendai Plain area. Tsunami like a wall with 10 meters and inundated like this. And you can see now backwash reflected tsunami going to the other area and inundated and go up and down, and as a result we have the longer oscillation of the tsunami continue for 2 days. So as I mentioned, we observed the black tsunami. Usually tsunami should be very clear and clean in the deep area. But the tsunami coming to the shore and the shallow area, tsunami become the dark and muddy. This black water should be very destructive and dangerous to the people's health than normal seawater. And we examine the deadly risk of the massive this black tsunami, but still going on. So this photo showing the attack of the tsunami to the Sendai International Airport. So it's fully inundated, color is black and big damaged. But this terminal, around 1,700 people are survived to the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor, but lost the function for international. It takes almost 1 month to recover. And the 3rd triple disaster was nuclear power plant failure due to the earthquake tsunami, and it is one of the worst nuclear incident. So level might be major 7. So still emergency operation and state is going on. So we try to simulate the tsunami around the nuclear plant, that site. So in the beginning, tsunami was not so large. So already tsunami reached to here, but not big effect. But the secondary wave coming now. So you can see, yes, this is the second wave and overflow the breakwater and reach to the side. So the nuclear plant are fully inundated like this. So these are photos taken by the people in Tokyo Marine, Tokyo Power, electric power. So tsunami coming from seaside and inundated and going back. This is the cross section of the tsunami nuclear plant. So the building are located lower ground level, around 5 meters above the level. And the tsunami coming and reach to the 15, so it means tsunami inundation depth might be 10 meters. So it is very large and affects so much. On the other hand, Onagawa power plant in Miyagi in the Sanriku area, so it is a tsunami-prone area. So this building and the site are located higher places. So around the 14 meters above the level, the tsunami coming to the 13 meters, so not inundated. However, there's some part of the tsunami coming under the sea through the intake port to like this. So this is the small effect. So it should be reminded for the future. So now I'm going to explain the issue on the tsunami warning and device system to save a life. So this is a system of the tsunami warning by J5회, more than 50 years history, which are one of no structure measured. Whenever earthquake happened, we have some information of the earthquake magnitude and location. By utilizing this information, we get some tsunami height and arrival time by using the database, in which we put the many scenarios with the different magnitude and location. Information are already installed. So whenever earthquake, we can get some information from the database within very short time, 3 minutes. So what happened in the 2011? So 3 minutes after the earthquake, magnitude was estimated 7.9. This is the big errors. So due to this information, tsunami height 6 meters in Miyagi, but Iwate and Fukushima only 3 meters. Actually, tsunami much more, maybe 10 meters, 10 times larger than this information. So, which are very much underestimated. But at the time, we have the detection system offshore by using the GPS buoy to So now let's talk about the issue on the tsunami warning and the device system to save a life. So Japan Medical Agency starting the tsunami warning more than 60 years ago, which is no structure measured. Then when earthquake happened, we have the information, the magnitude and the location. By using the tsunami database, where many scenarios of the tsunami are inputted, and whenever earthquake happened, we can get some result of the tsunami arrival time and height, so within very short time, for 3 minutes. So what happened in 2011? So you can see the first information of the tsunami warning. So 6 meters in Miyagi and 3 meters in Iwate and Fukushima, which are very small, much less than actual tsunami. Actual tsunami more than 10 times because of the underestimation of the magnitude of 7.9. So that's why we have the very low accurate result. However, this area, we have the record system to detect the tsunami in real time by using the GPS sensor on the buoy, floating buoy. So you can see the time history here, a negative wave here and a positive wave reached to the 6 meter. JMA staff members are very surprised at the large tsunami here. So usually tsunami in the offshore increasing and big in on the coastal area. So this time maybe 2 or 3 times become larger than this one. So it means almost 20 meter might be expecting on the coast. So that's why the second and third information are updated and revised by using the real time. So rapid information for disaster should be less accurate because of the limitation of the information. But over the time, we have the more data and some kind of the analysis, we might have the more accurate and which improved, but not in time for the evacuation. So it's sometimes late. So it is called trade-off. So improving this situation, we have the new system of the detection, earthquake tsunami in real time. The more station, 150 sensors are installed under the sea, connecting the Hikari fibers. So this is one of the very dense and wide observation system in the world. So whenever earthquake tsunami, we can detect very accurate. However, such system is not common. So we have the limitation of the station. For example, this is Tokyo and Tokai, and we have one station. So which information are input for the AI analysis, and we can get some prediction result with high accurate. So we have the new system learning before by using the numerical simulation, so which might be a good system in the future. So last topic is the reconstruction for legend community, combined structure and non-structure measured. In the coastal area of the Sanriku, like this, we have the historical tsunami in the past, 1896 or 1933 and 1960 Chile. So which caused big damages. So we have or we constructed the seawall to protect the community, more or less 10 meter height. So especially here and other area more than 5 meter. But the tsunami in the 2011, it's larger than the level of the seawall. So tsunami overflow and inundated community behind the seawall. So we realized the limitation of the structure measured. So that's why we proposed 2 kind of levels, 1 and 2. So 1 is the largest tsunami in the modern times, which return period around 100 years. So to protect the human lives and properties and economic activities. And the second one is the more larger, and in our history, for example, the time period might be 1,000 years. So we cannot protect perfectly everything, but we put the priority to protect the human lives first and economic growth as much as possible. So we need combination, the structure and no structures. For reconstruction, we have the two kinds of relocation. First one is the cutting mountain to prepare the higher level. Community can move to here. But the second option, put the soil and field, and we made the higher level, and the community can move. So this pattern. However, such as the Sendai, we have the plain area, so we don't have enough space for the higher level. So that's why we install or we propose the multi-layer protection. On the shore, we construct a seawall as lower as possible, and behind them, we utilize the tsunami control forest and elevated, putting a soil like this. And the coastal road elevated again, and we prepared some shelters for evacuation like this. So this is multi-layer protection for tsunami, storm surge, and river flood. And this is situation in Sendai, which is one of Build Back Better example, I think. So this is area, and the green area is the tsunami protection forest, and the pink area not allowed for the people live, but utilize the industries. And the black one is a highway, people can go up. So at the time of the 2011, we don't have. So all the people have the difficulty. So that's why we put here now. So community moved to the more inland. So this is the new type of the tsunami resilient community, I hope, which good example for Build Back Better cases. So this is my talk. Thank you very much for your attention.